Hola controles, bienvenidos a su podcast El After. El de hoy tenemos un invitado muy especial, Kobi. How are you, my friend?
Good, good. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for being here. We just met, but we have a lot of time together now.
Yes.
We have done a lot of stuff. Yeah, so basically here is to people to know your story, like where you're from and how you started into music. What was your first approach until today?
Okay, it's a long story because I'm very old. No, I'm joking. Actually, I think music was always a part of me, even as a kid. You know, like I was like listening to the radio back home, pressing record on songs that I like from the radio. Then I started to collect like records and CDs when I was like teenager. It was my thing to collect the new records, the new CD. Music was always a part when I'm looking back at my history, like during like my teenager at school, when I was like at the army, after the army, when I became a student of practical sound engineer, and then became a producer. So it was always a part of my thing. It was always a thing, a part of my life. Yeah.
And what kind of music do you start like listening?
The first genre that like back home when I was like a baby, like my parents was listening to everything. Can be like the Doors, like or Arabic music or Israeli music. It was a wide range of genre, so it was like everything. But as a kid, I came from like metal music and punk, and then it was like electronic and new wave, and slowly in the mid 90s it was like psytrance. Yeah.
And what was that like the first psytrance artist that you started listening?
The first one that blew my the first Israeli producer that blew my mind was MFG back in the days. And the first that like totally like put me in like trance state was like Simon Posford, the Hallucinogen, and X-Dream, of course, Space Cat back in the days, the early stuff. That was like my psytrance education back in the days.
Yeah. A lot of Israel producers recommend me like El Sunigen, and
is a big thing in Israel. It changed the perspective of many producers as well about how electronic music can be sound, because he like opened a door in some way about production approach when you do like psytrance.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed his music, and what I identify is like the proposal was very original, and even though you listen it today, it sounds like
it's still relevant. You can still enjoy it. If it's like production, if it's like the story, it's still relevant.
Yeah, it's timeless music.
Yeah.
And after you start like listening to that music, how long does it take you to start like maybe DJing or start making music?
First I was like DJing. As a DJ, I was like, I wanted to play the track that I love. So I was like playing as a DJ. And then I was like, a good friend of mine came over and he's like, listen, maybe we should start to produce music. And I'm going to install a software in your computer and you can start producing. Let's see how it goes. Back then it was Impulse Tracker, if you know. It's an old free sequencer of Jeffrey Lim that I started to produce stuff over there. And 2 months after these friends came over to listen for what I done with the software. He's like, oh, wow, man, you should move to Cubase maybe. It's like a better sequencer back then. So I moved to Cubase, and then I actually went to this college to get a degree of practical sound engineer. And that was like my first steps in the production world as a producer, because before that I was like I didn't know anything about, okay, this is kick, but what the kick is doing, what is like physics wise, what the kick, how is it behaving, or bass lines, how bass line should sounds, like wave shapes of the oscillators and stuff like that. So I didn't knew that before I went to this college. So yeah, like when I look back, it's like my subconscious took me to this road without knowing it in some way. Maybe I did knew, but I was not thinking about it. I was like just doing it.
Yeah, because you were a big fan of music, so you know.
Yeah. I wanted to be involved. I wanted to create. For me to be a DJ was not enough. I wanted to produce music.
Yeah, sure. And when you start with a sequencer, since you already knew how was the structure, the intro, the drop, the first atmosphere, and then the
but still, like I have to say something about this. What you just said, like today, I'm still learning. Like it's not that I know what to do. It's I'm learning every day. Especially because back home, I'm like, I have students that coming to my studio to learn. And when you are like teaching, you are learning again, thing that I forgot, like basic stuff. I'm like, oh, wow, I forgot about this technique because I'm teaching it now. So I'm like, this cell wake up in the brain. Yeah. Oh, wow, I need to do that. I'm going to do it in the next track,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's always good to teach because you are like always in the.
Yeah. I found it like it's something that I started around the COVID time because I was like home a lot and there was like no shows, and it's a thing, like also I didn't plan it, but apparently I'm like I know how to teach. It's like natural for me to teach. And I have patience, so, and actually I think it's important for me in some way that the new generation will have values of the old generation, because something in the past 10 years got lost in the psytrance in some way, in my opinion.
Really? What do you think that it got lost?
The story. People are focusing more about productions and technique, and not about music, not about harmonies, melodies. You know what I mean? I found that the music content got reduced. It's more about kick and bass and big drop, not about a melody that make you fly in your head,
Yeah, if I understand. Yeah, because I recall like music back in all the old days were stories, like 13 minutes.
Yeah, this is what I know. That was my education. And back then, when I'm talking about, let's say, 95 till 2005, you can be in the dance floor blindfold and someone is playing and you're going to say, okay, this one is that artist. This one is that artist, because everyone had this sound signature. Today, you can go to a party blindfolded and somehow, unfortunately, many, many things sound the same in some point,
Yeah, but I think because they use what is working, no?
I don't believe in that.
No?
No, you're supposed to create what is working. You know what I mean? What is working, this is like it's a shortcut. You're supposed to create it. You decide what is going to work and what is not going to work. As a producer, it's your responsibility.
Yeah, completely. I agree, but and as we were talking yesterday, like music business right now is like so fast, very short term tracks. No, as you play like on the Equinox, that you play tracks like maybe 10 years ago, and
even more.
Yeah, people start recovering, but right now the music is like, although the new producers is the same, just like 3 weeks. Next track.
Yeah, there is a reason for that, The scene got bigger like in a major way. There is a lot of money involved in the scene. It's not like back then that it was like underground hippie vibe. Today, like the trance scene, it's big, it's huge. It's like rolling up a lot of money, like, inside the scene, you know, and there is a fact, you know, money is building, money is destroying as well. Not destroying, make it a bit artificial. Not destroying, it's not a good word.
Oh yeah, it's changing this.
Changing. No, not, yeah.
Yeah, I fully understand. And after you start like making music, what was your first project?
Oh, this is a good question. My first project was with a good friend of mine. His name is Samuel Wallerstein. He known today as his project name is One. He's a part of Stereo Society Records. And we had like this short time, we were working for a short time, I think it was like 2 months or 3 months. We had a project that called Chain Reaction. And we released 1 or 2 tracks, I think. And that was the beginning of production, yeah. Samuel is a very talented producer and a great person, and it's a good friend of mine.
Oh, and then it doesn't work, and then you split like.
No. Like back then, I was like, I had like a recording studio, like the officially recording studio, like commercialized, not at home.
Yeah.
You know, with recording booths and a lot of mics and big desk, mixing desk. So I was like working in that studio. So it's totally took all my time to sit with him and to produce music, because I was like in the business working like in the studio. But in some point after 2 years, I realized that when you are working for other people, you don't have energy for your music. Because there is limit for your energy, like inside of you. There is limit of energy that you can provide to make music. So if you choose to get money and to produce music for other people, it's gonna take the energy from your music, you know?
Yeah, I fully understand that. Yeah, because you lose your RAM, you lose your.
Yeah, dude. Like we are like people, and we have limit of energy that we have, and when this energy is ending, like in the day, that's it. You cannot sit and make music. You cannot force yourself to make music. It's not gonna be good.
Yeah, completely agree.
Yeah.
So after Chain Reaction, what happened after?
So yeah, I was in the studio, and after 2 years, I decided, okay, that's it. I'm done. I'm done with making other people music, like. And then me and Eitan met in this local bar in Haifa, in Israel. I was like getting in, and he was like going out from the bar. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Because we met before that, like one time. And let's meet and make some track together. I'm like, yeah, cool, let's do that. And from there, it's like, yeah, exploded.
Yeah, but how was that process of like the first track? How did you continue that chat?
We met, we sat, and I think after 3 days, the first track was done, was ready.
Wow.
We are like, what? What? So, yeah, and I took the track and I was like playing it in one of my sets as a DJ, because I wanted to see the response. And after my set, many of people that I know are like, what was that track? What was it? And I'm like, yeah, it's a new track that I produced with Eitan. They're like, wow, it sounds really good, very original, nice style. And then we decided, okay, let's make another one. And another one. And another one. And then like after like 4 months, 5 months, we have a set, like 9 tracks, you know? Okay, let's start playing. We have a set. We are not going to play other people's music. Let's play our music. That was the thing. Let's play our music. Not to take this banger that we know it's a banger. It's going to be good on the dance floor. No. Let's play our music. And I think after 2 years, it like exploded in Israel. Yeah, it was big.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It exploded, man. It was like,
yeah.
It happened fast.
And how do you get to the name? Like, how was that?
The name, Loud?
Yes.
in the beginning we were like sitting and like saying like many names. That it was like all the time like two names, you know, like one name and right after another name. And then like we were like, no, we need to do it like one name. And I don't know, it was like too loud or loud enough. I don't remember what it was. I'm like, and then we were like, okay, stop. Loud, it's good enough. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
It was like brainstorming. Me and Nathan was like brainstorming because we wanted something simple, one word that sounds big, you know?
Yeah, I know, and it sounds very big and memorable and easy to remember, and easy to
very
write.
catchy.
Yeah, catchy, international. Yeah, easy. And so Loud it started. And what was like that process, like the first gig that you played together?
The first, as I told you, the first gig happened like, I think we started to work around April 2005. I think the first set was like in October 2005, 5 months after that. We had like 9 tracks ready. I'm like, oh, let's play. we have a set, let's do it. And yeah, 5 months after we started producing.
And it was like a big impact.
Yeah, it was a big impact, especially like where we are coming from in Haifa in Israel. These are our base. So the locals in this area was like creating a flame. Wow, there is a new thing. There's a new band from Haifa. And you know, people are like talking all the time. So then we had the gig in Tel Aviv as well. And it was like really successful. And then we went to play in the south, in Be'er Sheva. And it also was successful. So people are start talking, you know? And it's like, it's exploded. It's like, boom.
Yeah, I can imagine that. And what was the first international gig that you had as Loud?
So the first international, like for both of us, as like me and Nathan, happened actually a bit late compared to the Israelis in Israel, you know? It was, I think in 2008, like 3 years after we started working. Yeah, I think it was, no. The first gig was it was the end of 2007 in Australia. And then 4 months after, it was in Brazil. But I remember Brazil because it was back in the days of Experience, when it was like 40 or 45,000 people, you know? And for us, it was like, oh my God, how many people, you know? It was like, you don't see the horizon. It's like only people, you know? It's like, it's packed. And it was like a slot of like, I think it was like 6 or 7 a.m. Like everyone is like huge hype. And yeah, that was a really stressful gig. Yeah, but we managed to do it as best as we can. And yeah.
But what do you mean stressful? Because it was so much pressure left.
Yeah, man. Like for us, we came from like shows in Israel, like 500, 800, 1,000. Wow, 1,000 people, you know. Suddenly you're getting to Brazil to experience 45,000 people. Man, it's like massive. It's huge. Huge.
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
Huge stage, you know, huge sound system. Everything is huge. It's a different scale from what we had in Israel. That was like the first big show that we had. Yeah.
Oh, the biggest of all time, because
one of the biggest, yeah.
Yeah, I cannot recall like a lot of scenarios that have that kind of
it was like a huge carpet of people. You don't see it's only people. You don't see the end. It's only people, you know.
That was a good graduation for the project.
Yeah. So good experience.
Yes, yeah, I miss that kind of parties. Yeah, because right now, we have big parties, but I don't think that any party right now for electronic music had that amount of people.
No, maybe in the commercial ones there is, you know, like EDC and all these space events. In the commercial scene, you have, no?
Yeah, maybe in the commercial, but then the side trends.
No, this day, no.
No,
No.
get over. So that was a good graduation. Then what happened after that gig? Like,
After that, like we released an album, the second album, you called Abstract, and then we start performing like worldwide, traveling Israel and globally, all around. And when we can, we were like producing music and performing.
and how do the full live band concept came through?
We wanted to. It started at Boom Festival.
Okay.
That was the first show, and we wanted to add some rhythmic vibe to the set. And we met Nimrod Gorovich. Back in the days, he was a part of Empirical, and Nimrod is like a drummer. He's a great musician, but he's a drummer as well. So we were like still like brainstorming with him. What do you think? Ta ta ta. We need to do some percussion sounds to the set, not bass drum, only percussions, with effects. He's like, yeah, it sounds great. Let's do it. So the initial idea was to add some more rhythm to the set. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, because when I saw that was very original, because it's not very common on the psytrance scene, like to have like a full live band or like.
Yeah. I think it's also you're adding the human element in the show because Nimrod is playing and he's playing. It's not like a playback or he's playing like live, and it's adding this human element to the show because we don't know exactly what he's gonna do. He's like going with the flow all the time.
Oh, so you didn't rehearse, was like improvisation always? Like he knew the tracks and.
No, we choose like if it's like a big show, we are like meeting and we are like choosing the sounds maybe of the percussions, but we don't choose the rhythm. He's doing it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I think it was a very interesting concept, like doing a full live band. Yeah, yeah, and also Boom Festival is an excellent scenario to show it off.
Yes.
Yeah, and then what happened? Okay, you start touring. You have like now like a full live band.
Touring, like the band, the project Loud become huge, like in a major way. It's like we were like showing. We went to shows like separately because it was like too much shows. So one need to go there and one need to go there during the weekends. So yeah, it was like big. There is not like story. It was like working, resting, working, resting, like that.
Yeah, very heavy, a lot of pressure.
Yeah, pressure, traveling a lot, In some point, I was like waking up in hotels. I'm like, where am I? Like, it took me like a few seconds to realize, okay, I'm in Germany, okay. yeah, because it is different hotels all the time, and and you're tired and you just want to sleep.
Yes, I fully understand.
Yesterday I was in England. Tomorrow I'm in Germany, and next day, I'm like back in Israel. So yeah.
Yeah, but it's a very successful project, and you have like very memorable tracks. So yeah, I think it was a great experience for you. And you only were focused on Loud. You didn't have time to make any music besides Loud.
Me, no. Eitan was like having this techno project as well. But my solo project started after the story with Loud.
Yeah, and what do Loud stop? We all know that stop, but what happened?
It stopped around the end of 2017, I think, something like that. And then I was like, okay. In the beginning, because it was like very intense, I'm like, okay, I'm done with shows and traveling and go all around the world. I'm done. It's like, it's hard. I was thinking about maybe to open a small coffee shop, sell some coffee, nice sandwiches, simple life. Nothing big because I was like tired from the shows. And I don't know how to explain it, but I think it's like a virus that you have. And in some point, in the mid of 2018, I'm like, okay, I'm going to produce a track, I didn't think about a name or, well, let's produce a track, me and myself. And I make one, and I made another one, and I made another one, and I sent it to my label manager back in the days, Regan, at Nano Records. And he's like, wow, it sounds very original. What are you planning to do with that? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just sending it to you to have a listen. And I produced some more. He's like, and then he said, okay, we need to start to think about a project, like a name for the solo project. And then I'm like, I wanted to find a name that is like personal, not the big word, and that me and Nathan was looking before. I wanted the opposite of that. I wanted something clean, personal, that is like showing, like, who am I? Like, this is Kobi music, That was the idea about the name. It was very easy to choose.
Yeah, you were okay. My name is good.
Yeah,
let's go.
Kobi, it's good.
And before going into Kobi, what do Eitan told you when you said, like, okay, let's stop loud, I'm too tired? What do Eitan? Yeah, because you were tired, but I don't know if Eitan had the same.
No, it was both of us tired. It's not one side.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, it's better when both of them are like, okay, we're done here. So
yeah,
let's. Okay, so it was 2017, and did you open the coffee shop or just?
No, it didn't happen. It was maybe one day. I don't know.
Okay, we'll go.
Yeah, you are more than welcome to. You're very invited.
Thank you. So then you stop loud, you start like making tracks, you send it to the label manager. And how long did it take, like, to Kobi, like?
So in 2019 it got released already, I think. I think the first EP was released in the end of 18. I'm not sure. And then in 2019 I was like releasing, I think, around like 3 or 4 EPs. So we had some plans for 2020. I'm like, okay. I was feeling that something is happening because people again start to talk. There is a new project. And I'm like, we had some plans for 2020. And as you know, we are making plans, but there is someone that is in charge. And then COVID came. Yeah, and COVID made me, in every, I'm always saying that in every something bad, there is something good that you can find.
Yeah, sure.
So for me as a producer, to be in the studio all day long, it's a normal thing. It's not like a lockdown. People got nervous from a lockdown, because they're not going to work, they're staying home. I'm always home, I'm in the studio all the time. So for me, it's like there is always lockdown for me. It's not different. So in this time of lockdowns in Israel, I was like, okay, I wanted to explore more things about electronic music. I wanted to develop new techniques. So I had time to sit and to create techniques that reflect me. Who am I as a person, So that was a good time for me, actually, the lockdown in COVID, because I was like sitting home and producing a lot of music. And that was COVID for me mainly.
Yeah, I think it was for us because we are used to be always on the studio. So for us, it's like, it will never happen again that the world stops and you can be in the studio, because when you was in the studio, the world is still running and things are happening and everything. Yeah. But you were like, okay, nothing's happening. I can work.
Yeah,
I can work.
Yeah, for many people around me, it was a huge drama, because people have a routine to wake up, put some clothes, get out to work, get back home, have dinner, TV, go to sleep, repeat. For me, it's like, okay, to get up, drink coffee, have a shower, go to the studio, eat something, sleep, repeat.
Yeah, I do the same. When I was in COVID, I started learning how to make content and editing and making more music and everything.
Yeah, man. COVID, lockdowns, there is a lot of good things, people got finally time for themselves, because life stopped in some point, so, okay, I'm home, what I want to do. I know many people that changed their career after COVID. At the beginning, he was like working in high-tech company, and now he want to bake bread, and he opened this bakery. This is his passion, bread. So I think it's good.
Yeah, I think it was very good. And yeah, a lot of DJs come on, a lot of producers, a lot of industry came after the COVID.
Also, many producers stopped. They disappeared after COVID. You don't hear about them anymore.
Yeah, also. Yeah, maybe because it's like, hey, let's stop, let's make something different. And yeah, it happened a lot. So, and then after COVID, after everything got back, you were ready like to launch your project, Kobi, again.
Yeah, it started again, and I think somewhere around July or August. Yeah, July 21. I played in Israel in this small festival in Tiberias. It was a 3 days event, and I was like the closing set of the festival, the last set. And and over there it was like I feel, this is what I feel, that after this specific set, the word got out. Okay, there is a new project by Kobi. Because I always say, if you play a good set, the people that listen to that set, they are like ambassadors. They're like they are talking about you. If you play well, so they're going to talk good about you.
Sure.
Good experience. They're going to share it with their friends, and this friend is now curious because his friend enjoyed it, and it's making the other person curious. Okay, I want to check it. So yeah.
Oh, that's very great. And then it started again. You started again, like traveling, playing.
Yeah, again, back to the same routine. I'm not complaining about it. Don't get me wrong. I think I'm lucky because I'm fulfilling my destiny as a person. I'm doing something that I love. I'm getting money for it. I'm making people happy on every weekend around the globe. Like, bottom line, I'm a lucky person, Like, I'm getting paid for what I love to do. I don't see any other bigger achievement in life.
Yeah, I completely agree. And how do you manage now, like the classes plus the DJ? Well,
dude, it's such a busy schedule. Yeah, like I love to be busy. I'm not a person that is like. Sitting at the sofa as potato couch, watching Netflix and smoking weed all day. No, I'm waking up at like 7, 8 a.m., taking a shower. I have a schedule. And walking like all day long. If it's not about my music, it's about other people's music or like teaching. It's all around music in some way.
Yeah, and that's good that now you manage to have your routine, and you already have the things that you really like. And
yeah, like the studio for my students and other project. Sorry, it's from Sunday till Wednesday, and then the weekend, because in Israel the weekend it's like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So this is like my time for gigs, shows. And if I need to do something before the weekend, so I'm finding the time during the week to do it for myself, if it's about my project. Yeah, I have a schedule, a healthy schedule. I'm getting out of the studio at 9 p.m. Having dinner, going to sleep, super tired, and repeat.
Yeah, but at least you have time for you,
Yeah, time for me. I need to find some more. I think I need to find some more time for me.
Yeah, but sometimes it's difficult because you can always. The thing about this career is like you listen to some track, you listen to something, you're like, let's see how I do that, and I have an idea. And
we are always forgetting about ourselves. We are always going to tell ourselves, okay, I'm going to do it later. If it's about me, but if it's about something that you have passion for. So your prioritize will change for it, you know?
Yeah, completely.
I'm going to do it now, I'm going to rest later, you know?
Yeah, completely. And I agree. I have the same. Like, I always like.
It's everyone. It's like human nature. It's not me and you. It's everyone.
Yeah, you're like, I want to sleep. No, I can stay 1 hour more. I can learn something.
Yeah, I'm going to stay. It's 5 a.m. Fuck, you know?
I hate when that happens.
Fuck, you know?
And I don't know how your studio, but my studio is blackout. I only have like artificial light, so I don't know if it's day or night.
No, I have like a big window.
Oh, no. I have like
trees and birds, you know?
No, I know. I don't know what time is it. So you will never know. Next time I invite you to Monterrey, I'm going to invite you to my cave.
I will be happy to come.
You will see my cave and you will say, man, you don't have nothing here.
What year is it?
Yeah, for sure. But it's good. I like it. I like the indirect lighting. And well, Kobi, you have a lot of experience. Also, in this podcast, I like you to share like tips, trick, advice for DJs and producers that want to start.
Okay, I'm not going to talk about technique now.
Okay.
But I'm going to talk about being authentic as a producer. Don't be like a wannabe. I want to be like someone else. Be yourself. It's a lot. So be authentic with your music, you know? Don't try to copy someone. Try to create something original. This is the best starting point for me to a young producer. The best one. Because I'm clearing his head first, you know? Because young producers are like, you know, very charmed about the big stars, you know? They want to be like them. So I'm going to make music like him and I'm going to be like him. And it's a mistake because you are missing yourself. You are not producing yourself. You should produce, as a musician, you should produce yourself. And about technique, if ask me whatever you want to ask me. If it's like about production stuff, ask me whatever you want. I'm going to answer everything.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but they ask like you have a lot of experience, like around 27 years.
So, no, not 27, less than 20 years.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you have a lot more time.
No,
you started in
2005.
Oh yeah, you started. Yeah, you have 20, almost over 20. Yeah, I didn't know. But I was like 27 because you started like in 99, like making like.
Oh, like DJing?
Yes.
I'm not counting this years.
Okay.
You count this years? Okay, if it's like...
No, but
I'm counting the production, like when I start to produce music.
Yeah.
What happened before, for me, was like steps and to learn how to produce.
Yeah, but I think that...
It was like preparing me.
Sure,
for production.
Yeah, but I think that every year counts because you were in the scene, you know, the tracks, the clubs.
No, you're right. But for me, in my head, I'm counting the years when I start to produce, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how is your creative process? How do you build a track? You go into studio? What you start working on?
These days, like I start when I'm like I'm building a kick. From kick 2, the machine kick 2, and I'm trying to understand the vibe of the kick, the pitch, the click, the body of the kick, and then I start to write a bass line for this kick. If the kick got a low click, so I'm gonna make the click from the bass. If the kick have high click, so I'm gonna make the bass more rounded, you know. It's like a relationship between the kick and the bass. There is always a relationship between the kick and the bass in electronic music. If you find the chemistry, the right chemistry between them, it can create beautiful harmony between the kick and the bass. And in some point I stop about tweaking the kick and the bass, and then I'm trying to create some rhythm to the track, you know, some to find the right clap or snare, to find the right goat snare, to find the right hi-hat, tambourine maybe, percussions, maybe some percussion with effects that is going to start to sound a bit electronic. And then I'm looking for this basic harp that is going to give me like a guide for the harmony. A basic harp, like 6 notes that repeating themselves. And then I'm looking for chords because I want to create this harmony in the track. The chords, usually, I'm not going to use them all the time, but when I'm writing the chords and there is an harmony in the track, it's giving me more ideas. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So you start with the musicalization, you define the chords, and then around beginning of that, you start with the bass notes.
Yeah.
And then the paths and the melodies. And
the chords help me, to imagine the melodies and everything. Usually, like, sometimes I'm using the chords, sometimes I'm not using the chords, but in every sketch that I have, you're going to find chords.
Very interesting process of making music.
Harmony. Let's go back to what we talked before. People are forgetting about harmony. Melody, it's melody. It's only a melody. If you want harmony, you need 2 melodies. Only then you have harmony.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, and this is what we're talking, like, now that track doesn't have like too many harmony. It's just like chords, kick,
Thank you.
bass, hook.
So young producers create harmonies.
Yeah, because it was it is the great stuff of electronic music, of the all day psytrance that you hear you hear a synth and you know who was from. It was, you just hear like wow, it was another shake. Didi had their style. Everybody had their style.
Didi is super talented. For the record, he's a good friend of mine, but I found Didi one of the best producers. He's super talented, in my opinion. Super talented.
Yeah.
And not because he's my friend. I was thinking about Didi that he's very talented before I met Didi, when I was like listening to his music.
Yeah, always. He's very, very talented. He always working on improving his sound, improving everything. Yeah,
super talented.
Yeah, he's a good friend. I would like to have him on the podcast, but I didn't have the opportunity.
Didi, come.
He already knows. We have message. He was here like a few days prior.
Yeah, he was in last week, no?
Yes.
Or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, no, last week. But I think he left on Monday or Tuesday, and I arrived on Thursday, so it was a little bit complex. And he went to play with my city with Jair, but it was prior I had the podcast. And yeah, we have like a good time, but yeah, he will be here or when I go to Israel for sure. Yeah, but Didi is a very, very talented guy. I really like his music and a lot. I can mention a lot of talents that I really like, and I learn a lot of them. But it's very interesting sharing your creative process and how you make tracks, and how long does it take more or less to make a track? You are like very obsessed with.
Yes, I'm obsessed. Like, my obsession is the structure. I need to see structure. I need to see point A to point B. I need to see the beginning, the middle, the break, the drop. And then I know how to finalize everything. Like, my obsession is to see the structure first. Naked. With no sweeps or hits or like links between the parts. Even like naked part. Okay, this is the beginning, this is the middle, this is the break, this is the end. And then I know how to connect everything. Yeah, but I'm obsessed about the structure. For me, it's like I need to see the structure. Like, I need to know where it goes, because after that I know how to connect everything. Like with details, automations, small breaks, the right effects at the right time, the right reverb.
Yeah, completely.
All the small details. I'm not focusing about details in the beginning. It's very raw, After that, after I see the structure, I'm like, okay, this is this is what I'm gonna do here. This is what I'm gonna do here. I'm like doing notes like with paper and a pen. Okay, do that, do that, do that, do that, and then I'm doing everything.
Wow, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it's a very good because you don't get obsessed like on the intro, don't get obsessed on the first drop. You like start like making, and then you fill out like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's better because if you don't do that, you stay like forever in the intro, and then you stop, and then you or on the drop or the kick and bass or whatever.
Yeah, like it's easy to stuck, it's easy to stuck. But I think, especially for the young producers, if you want to stuck on the kick and the bass, because this is the foundation of your track. If your kick and bass is not correct with pitch and phase, the structure of your track is not good. It's like when you're building a house, you want strong foundation for the house. If the foundation are like weak, the house will collapse in some point. So the kick and bass, this is like the foundation of your track. So till your kick and bass are not like solid and like pumping good between them with side chaining and like the pitch is like correct and the phase are like in the right places, don't move on. This is the only excuse that I'm getting from young producer. You want to stuck on something, stuck on the kick and the bass. After that, run.
Okay, and what tool do you recommend so producers can see the kick and the bass, how they're playing together?
Oh, there is many. I'm using by Nicky Romano, Kick 2, I think it's called. It's like a side chain that you are loading the kick into it, and then you see the graph of the kick, and you see the graph of the bass, and then by the phase button, you're like left or right,
Oh, killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never used that.
I'm gonna send it to you.
Yeah, the VST, the kick too, I do it.
Yeah, but you can load the kick into it.
Okay.
In Ableton, and then you see the graph of the kick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I do is I put the Q4 from FabFilter, and
it's another way.
Yeah, and I put the two channels, and then I can see the both, and then I just have now it had a piano, so it's easier to put like the notes of the note and the frequencies.
Yeah,
and that's what I do, how to harmonize. But it's always good, but it's not. It's precise, but maybe your tool is a little bit more preciser than that. I don't know.
No, I think there is many ways to do it. You just need the basic scope to see the phases of the wave shape. It's not something complicated. It's actually very basic. It's this basic scope that show you the graph. There is many tools to do it.
Yeah. When you show me, I'm going to recommend them and put it on the podcast so people can see it. Yeah, because I know that it's very important and there are different tools, but I don't think that everybody put like so much attention to that.
So from now on, after this podcast, all of you are going to pay attention for your kick and bass.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And how do you manage the creative stops? Like when you are in the studio and you cannot do like something else?
First of all, I shut down all the notification in my phones. I'm not getting any notification beside WhatsApp. So shut down all your notification. It's distracting. It's distracting you when you're in the studio. Smartphone taking so much time from us during the day, we're not even paying attention for that. So my recommendation for the young producers, shut down all notifications. And stay in the studio and enjoy the ride. You are lucky ones. To produce music, it's like to produce music and then to play it in parties. It's like great achievement, I think. No, to make people happy. Yeah, it's a gift.
Yeah, it's something very special. Like to travel, meet people, play your music.
No. Specifically to make people happy. If I'm going to travel and not like see anyone on the way, I don't care about that. It's not my thing to meet people. I don't care about that. I care about the guy or the girl that is like dancing now to make them happy. I don't care about meeting people when I'm traveling. I prefer to be like silence in my room, you know. People are too noisy.
Yeah, like yesterday.
Yeah, it's for me. I prefer silence, but for me, like if I'm like my focus about what I see when I'm traveling, it's like I hope I'm going to make people happy now. You know, that is my goal. To meet people? No. Maybe nice food. I love food. So give me nice food to make people happy, you know?
Yeah. Well, I really like music. Well, for me, it's like, I meet people, meet countries, see the dance floor, how people react. Yeah, and that reward is when you go down and people is like, hey, I really love this track. And
yeah, man, it's a great compliment. This is like a fuel to go back to the studio and make another track, you know? When you're getting a nice compliment or like a nice message in the Instagram or Facebook, oh wow, I really enjoyed your set. It's like a fuel. This nice compliment, it's like you don't even notice. It's like a drop of fuel to give you more energy to create more music.
Sure.
It's like an approve, okay, I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, every time I go to a party and I found people in the dance floor or walk into a party and they're very happy, like, hey, I really like your track or how you play. It's like, oh.
Yeah, man. It's like, think about it, like it's a great achievement. You're sitting in your studio back home, and then someone is booking you to play in a party. If it's like in your country or outside of your country, and you're going to the party, going and you start playing and, you know, creating your energy, and people love it, and dancing and happy and like screaming from joy. Wow, amazing achievement, you know, it's like, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's great. Well, Kobi, I want to. Well, and what's happening now for you? What plans do you have?
Okay, so about my album, I'm getting a lot of messages from people like around the world and in Israel. What's going on with my album? My album is ready. I'm like now in the finalizing the last productions in like I think 3 or 4 tracks. The name of the album is gonna be Soul Visions. And I don't have the release date yet, but I promise you guys it's gonna be released in 2025, hopefully.
Okay, I hope when this podcast goes, I already have the date so I can place it.
Yes, I wish.
Yeah. Oh, as soon as launch it, I will be more than happy to hear it.
Of course, you're gonna get a preview. Don't worry.
Thank you very much. Well, Kobi, I want to thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you, man. Thanks a lot. I enjoyed it. It was really nice.
Thank you. Where are your social media? Where people can follow you?
Like on Instagram, I'm like Kobi Tune, and also in Facebook, you can find me there. If my email as well. Kobi@kobitoledano.com. Very simple. I'm not going to give you my phone.
Yeah, they can message you via, I think Instagram is...
Yeah, Instagram, email, whatever.
And what is allowed social media?
There is only, I think, like a Facebook page.
It works?
Yeah, I think it's like Loud Music.
Okay, I will look for it. And do you think that Loud will continue now that you play here today?
Time will tell. I don't have any information about that.
We hope so.
Time will tell.
It was a killer set.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And people is going to comment for sure. Like, comment if you like the Loud set. I really...
Thank you. Muchas gracias.
Well, let me close the episode in Spanish. I don't want to tell something to the audience, Mexico audience.
Be good and make good. That's it.
Ok, well, thank you for your words. A todos los que vieron y escucharon este podcast, denle like y compartan. Sigan a Kobi en todas sus redes sociales, también el proyecto de Loud. Gracias a Omix por este festival, por el Festival del Equinoccio. Y bueno, denle like y compartan para que siga creciendo. Comenten, ayuda mucho a que el podcast le vaya mejor. Y nos vemos en el próximo capítulo. Hasta luego.
Chao.